of your tactics need to be built around how do we avoid using force on her, okay?
And it's gone!
The whole point is to get her to talk to you. And the way you do that is by asking questions.
It's called ICAT. It's called Integrating Communication, Assessment, and Tactics.
Can I ask you to put down the bat?
Absolutely not. This is important. Going all the way to the top.
Okay.
No one's gonna stop me, except for you, because you're just always over here.
We use outside actors.
Who called you?
Nobody
And so they're actually trained to be able to take on the traits of, people suffering from mental illness.
You're just mad. Forget it together. Do better.
Or somebody who's suffering from an emotional traumatic event that's going on.
Because anything I don't clear out of here, she's going to give to Goodwill, or she said she was going to put it out here in the alley.
So it comes out to be a lot more realistic, and they actually will respond to what the trainee is doing right or doing wrong.
I think I left something else in there.
It's okay, sir. You don't need to go back in. I could get it for you. What'd you leave in there?
They'll respond to those, accordingly.
I left my glasses in that case in there, and I want that hat.
You mind if we see your hands, ma'am?
Hey, Kim, I want to keep talking to you, but the knife, honestly, it really scares me. Would you mind please putting it down so we can keep talking?
Having the actors was extremely surreal. Everything that we learned definitely was more of an eye-opener, and you actually knew the steps to take as far as, oh, I'll say this first, then I need to do this next, because that classroom part was a huge part of what I need to do once they comply or don't comply, the next steps I need to be taken.
I think it's extremely valuable to expose that to them now.
And Trevor's right. I'm broken and I can't be fixed.
Not, rely on one, are they going to run into a situation like that on the road? They definitely are, but they may not do it when they've got a trainer with them or somebody that can help them kind of go through it. So being able to give them some of that realistic scenario training up front is valuable for them, but it's also valuable for us to kind of see what does this recruit need to work on.
Right? Are we out anything? Did we have to use force? No.
050 Robert Charles Henry.
There's actually a lot that goes into a traffic stop, from how to get out of the car, how to get your baton in your ring, how do you approach the car. You have to learn how to talk to somebody.
Where were you heading this morning?
Going to work.
Going to work? All right. Where do you work, sir?
What do you say when you get up there? How do you deal with conflict at the car? Great job also with, where are you headed this morning? I'm headed to work. Where do you work? I mean, you got all that information. It was very smooth. A lot of times it's crisis communication because the person's very upset.
Sir, how are you doing today? Whoa. Okay, I'm sorry to hear that.
I think we can all agree that getting pulled over is no fun. And I try and emphasize that with the recruits. Like, pretend this is you getting pulled over or your loved one getting pulled over. How do we go up to the car, still get our job done, and also impress upon the person that we're pulling over that, we're people too. We're just out here to, try and make the community safe. And good job acknowledging when he's like, oh, this is a bad day. Yeah. You did a good job with that. That incorporates to all aspects of police work. So that's why we start to do it here early on with traffic stops.
Well, unfortunately, you can't be here because the store doesn't want you in the store.
You got a bus ticket on you?
I don't, but I can get you the
you're not
resources.
helping.
I can get you into a shelter if you would like. I can
There
get
we
you a
go.
warm
Now we're
place
getting
to
somewhere.
sleep.
You need something to eat? Can I buy you like a breakfast sandwich or something? Would that get you on your way? Yeah, cool. Sweet. And that's a part of that community policing where we might be able to make a difference for someone and not have like a negative contact with them and just approaching them so robotically immediately, right?
Yeah.
These officers that we're actually interacting with provide great feedback.
How many other people are in the house?
We don't know.
You don't know, so that's a problem, right? So how can we get all our problems in front of us?
Moving, we could probably move.
I got it. Hey guys, can we have you step just right over here for us, please? Okay. Good. Yes, sir. Good. Okay. Better?
Hey, is there anybody else besides you three in the house?
I have my dog.
Your dog? All right.
Is the feedback reasonable?
Yeah,
Does
it
it
is.
make
That
sense?
is, yeah.
Okay.
We all see the videos on YouTube of the little ducklings and they all fall down the drain, right? Why do they do that? They're watching the butt as they're going in front of them. We need to be paying attention. Eyes need to be up and looking.
Now you identified that room there on your left, so work it as much as you can from the outside.
The RTF will move
Can't
up,
see them, so now you gotta make entry.
triage the victims, render some kind of quick aid to them, and continue on to the next area.
So RED training is rapid emergency deployment. It's basically response to active shooter. So the goal of the whole thing, it really is to save lives and save as many lives as possible. And the only way to do that is to stop the threat that's occurring, because if I can't stop the threat while I'm treating other people are being injured and potentially dying.
We don't need to wait for them. What if the guy's in that room and you're standing here waiting? Or what if there's somebody in there bleeding that you could throw a tourniquet on real quick and you're standing here waiting?
You come out and there's another threat, just take it. The big thing with this training and why it's so important and why we push the recruits as hard as we do with it and we teach it is it's a mindset shift. You have to look at this differently. Your life no longer becomes a priority. The priority is to save as many innocent lives as we can. And the only way to do that is to immediately respond, react to what's going on, and stop whatever threat that is.
I would say the driving part right now stands out. We're just getting into our EVOC course. It's a challenge. Doing it within a certain time, I think that was pretty fun.
All right, you're good to go.
You don't know what to expect going in.
You're coming in with too much speed, and so our tires just can't grip. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
As you negotiate the turn, those tires are going to slightly squeal. If they start getting louder, slow down. Don't jam on the brake, but slowly apply pressure on the brake. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
And then afterwards, you get that confidence as far as like the more practice you do with anything, you get more confidence in it. Now I enjoy going to EVOC every day, and I think it's just going to get better from here on out.
Coming up on the next episode of 26 Weeks.
How about open the door?
Habla la puerta.
Yeah, that's not bad. Abra la puerta, yeah.
Understanding how diverse the city of Aurora is. We look at like some of the most recent census, and almost a quarter of the city's population is of Hispanic descent. So the likelihood of these guys, when they hit the road as officers encountering a Spanish-speaking individual, is very likely.
Izquierda is left, derecha is right.